Gen Z today talks about healing more than anything else. Healing your mindset, healing from burnout, healing from stress. And on the surface, none of this is wrong. We need recovery, we need rest. But something has shifted in Gen Z. Because for a lot of us, healing has stopped meaning recovery and now means delaying. You can see it in how people behave after watching self-improvement content. They watch something about discipline, direction, change, or whatever they're watching. And instead of acting on it, they reinterpret it through a softer lens. For example, they may say they need to take it slow and that they shouldn't push themselves. And then they go right back to the same old familiar loop of scrolling, consuming, and wasting time. It feels like they're working on themselves, but they're not actually doing anything. And the strange thing is, because it's classified as healing, it sounds responsible. It sounds mature. It sounds like you're doing something healthy instead of something impulsive. So we've tricked our brain into the idea that inaction is actually progress. But here's where it kind of gets complicated. Because, yes, rest is real. Slowing down is real. Burnout sucks. And there are times when breaks are necessary. Or if you have trauma, then obviously healing is necessary. But when it becomes part of your permanent identity, healing is going to constrict you more than just flat out procrastinating will. It's become a socially acceptable form of staying exactly where you are. And doom scrolling fits perfectly into this. Because you're now thinking that you're learning, that you're still reflecting, that you're still processing everything while you doom scroll. You stay occupied enough to feel like you're not wasting time while nothing changes and you're still the exact same person. And if you zoom out and look at others, you realize that most people aren't stuck because they lack motivation, but because they've found a way to stagnate and feel meaningful while procrastinating. So instead of saying, I'm avoiding what I need to do, it becomes, I'm going to play Valorant because I need to heal. I'm going to go doom scroll because I need to heal. And that phrase protects you from the discomfort of admitting something more harmful. You might be postponing your own life. And this is why self-improvement content can accidentally reinforce the problem that it's trying to solve. Because if it only ever tells you to be gentler with yourself without ever confronting avoidance, it becomes another layer of permission to stay inactive. It becomes another video to watch before doing nothing again. The irony is that real healing doesn't actually feel like this. From my own experiences, recovery asks something of you. It asks you to find a direction, even if it takes a while. But it certainly doesn't just loop infinitely. At some point, taking it slow stops being recovery and becomes a way of staying emotionally safe from making change in your life. Because change will always be uncomfortable. There's uncertainty. There's risks. And healing is a way to avoid that entirely. So the question isn't whether healing is real. It is. The question is whether what you're calling healing is actually leading you somewhere, or if you're just circling around repeatedly. And a lot of people don't notice when they cross that line because everything they do, everything feels justified when it's under that healing umbrella. But when you take a closer look at what's happening, there's nothing. Just time passing, slowly. Okay, I hope you appreciate my insights. Give this video a like if you think it deserves one, and thanks for watching. That was Justin, signing off.